Good afternoon, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for September 9th, 2014, Tuesday afternoon around 3:40 p.m. in Belleville, Massachusetts. Sun and clouds are battling it out today. It's about 70 degrees out and a little bit cool for this time of year. Some news to report. The Buffalo Bills are staying in Western New York as the owner of the Buffalo Sabres, Terry Peggill, and his wife Kim have made an agreement to buy the Bills for over $1 billion, and it's pending NFL approval by the owners. And there was rumors that Boston Bruins owner Jeremy Jacobs was going to buy the Buffalo Bills. He would have had to sell the Boston Bruins off to his son Charlie Jacobs if he was approved, but if he won the winning bid, but he didn't, and that's that. Also, sad news to report in the world of music. Legendary jazz musician Gerard Wilson passed away at the age of 96. And that's about it for the news. My next subject is about the classic television series Kojak. Kojak was a police crime drama that aired on CBS from October 24th, 1973 through March 18th, 1978. 118 episodes of Kojak was produced, and it was created by Abby Mann for Universal Pictures Television. It starred Telly Savalas as Lieutenant Theo Kojak of the New York City Police Department. Telly Savalas, that's his most famous role. Kojak was a police officer. He was bald and dapper, and he had stubborn tenderness and his investigations of crime. Kojak had displayed a dark and cynical wit with a benefit of bending the rules when he was in with cases. And Kojak's famous quote was, "Who loves you, baby?" And he like sucked on lollipops. The reason why he sucked on lollipops, for him to quit smoking. Telly Savalas was a heavy smoker, and in the early episodes of Kojak, he was smoking a cigarette as well on the show, but that kind of was a little bit of a no-no back in the 70s, because TV bought all cigarette ads on television around 1971 because of the Surgeon General's report on smoking could lead to dreadful diseases in 1964, and television was starting to clean up, not having any smoking on television back in the 70s. So that's why Telly Savalas had to do lollipops in order for him to quit smoking. I think he did quit smoking. Also starring in Kojak was Dan Fraser as Captain Frank McNeil, Kevin Dobson as Detective Bobby Crocker, and George Savalas, Telly Savalas' younger brother, as Sergeant Heathcliff Fatso Stravos. He was also billed as Demosis on the show. The pilot for Kojak was actually a television movie in March of 1973 called The Marcus Nelson Murders. It was based on a case from in the U.S. Supreme Court in 1963 about the Cary girl murders, and that was based on a true story. I don't want to get into it too much, and like Telly Savalas was Lieutenant Theo Kojak in that movie, and that TV movie was the pilot for Kojak, and Kojak became like a major hit in the 70s on television. It went like a lot in the top 30 for many years. It took the time slot of another CBS show back in the 70s, Cannon, and that became Cannon, and that took over, and that became a hit as well. And Kojak ended in 1978 due to declining ratings and stuff, and it had a life in syndication. Reruns of Kojak were seen in the Boston area on WSMW TV Channel 27 from 1979 to the early 80s, then WQTV 68 from 1983 to 1992. It also was on TV 38, 1992 through 95, and also was reruns on cable on several different networks on the USA Network, A&E, the TV Land, also on Clue, that's NBC Universal's channel. Also, it was on the classic RTV and also MeTV. Currently, it's not on MeTV's schedule, and there's rumors it's going to be on Cozy TV in the near future. Also, and in the 80s, Telly Savalas reprised his role as Kojak in two made-for-television movies on CBS in 1985 and 1987. Both were big ratings winners for CBS. And in 1989, ABC revived Kojak, starring Telly Savalas, in the new ABC mystery movie, which was on Saturday nights. Kojak had like 5 mystery movies during the 1989-1990 season on ABC. ABC was reviving the old NBC mystery movie package from the 70s and stuff, but the ratings for the Kojak movies were iffy at best, and it did not get renewed for a second season of movies on the ABC mystery movie. ABC mystery movie kind of dropped after a year because the only ratings they got for those mystery movies was Columbo, and there was 2 other mystery movies. I think one B.L. Stryker with Burt Reynolds, and another one was named Christina Coswell, starring Jacqueline Lynch Smith from Charlie's Angels fame. But that was it, and Telly Savalas passed away in 1994, and Kojak was revived in 2005 on the USA Network with a new series starring Ving Rhames, but that only lasted 10 episodes to very poor ratings and stuff. You cannot revive maybe classic television shows, update them most of the time because they flop big time. And there's also rumors of a movie version of Kojak coming in the near future, but I think that's going to be a flop, as well as talk about Vin Diesel playing Kojak. I think that's going to flop too. And Kojak's probably one of the top 20 like TV characters of all time, in my opinion. And like during the series, Kojak showed his Greek heritage on this series. Telly Savalas is Greek and as well, and that really brought the popularity of the show up and stuff like that. I love watching Kojak. I wish it was back on the air on reruns, either on MeTV and Cozy TV. Who loves you, baby? That's one of the most famous TV lines of all time. I have the theme song of Kojak right now. Do 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 do. Sammy Davis Jr. sang the theme song, which was unheard on television, but it was a great theme song. And I'll be back with my third and final video blog of the night with my personality profile Ginger Z from ABC Good Melanie America's weather meteorologist. Have a good day, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.